Did you miss me? What's going on, Dungeon Dwellers? Welcome back to Dave's Dungeon. It's once again time for Spooktober 2024. I am, as always, your host, the one, the only, Dungeon Master Dave. What's going on, you creeps and weirdos? Welcome back to Dave's Dungeon. I hope you guys are doing okay. I know the first thing you're going to notice is that you're not seeing my face. Now, that may be because my camera isn't working, number one, but number two, I've decided to go a different route. You see, I'm not a videographer. I'm not someone who knows how to do recordings all that well, and my equipment is below standard, so to speak. So, needless to say, I decided this year to go a different route. Yeah, that's right, a different route. This year, we're doing podcast style. You're only going to get the dulcet tones of my voice. And honestly, I'm looking forward to it because it lets me goof around back here in the background, doing stuff you don't know I'm doing. I hope you guys are ready for this, because new Spooktober, new me, and new rules. For starters, this is our third year of doing Spooktober, live and on video, which means some things had to change. Dead are the 5 criteria. Buried are the skulls and the body count. So Dave, what are we going to talk about? Raw, hot, spoiler-filled hot takes and honest opinions from start to finish. Which means you are responsible for seeing the films that I want to watch this year before my reviews. Now, don't you worry, I'm going to give you the list. Oh, don't you worry, I'm going to give it ahead of time. Right in here, right now. I'm going to give it to you 4 different ways. I'm going to read it off here shortly. It'll be in the description of this video. I'll give you a picture of it on Twitter and in text form and in picture on Facebook. Expect that within the next day or so. Until then, let's talk about what we're fixing to see. Tonight, I said we wouldn't be getting a film, and that's still technically true. But for those of you who thought I wasn't going to review anything, you fools. Of course I'm going to review not 1, but 2 things. First, we will review Uzumaki by Junji Ito, released just this September 28th. And then we will cover I fucked that up. We're gonna cover WNUF Halloween Special 2013. But before we jump off into that, let's talk about how things are changing. I don't want to tell you what to think about these movies anymore. I don't want to be the one to say whether they're good or bad. If I'm bringing them to you, I want you to put your eyeballs on them. And that means, every one of these movies I'm bringing you is banger after banger after banger, as the good wrestler Sheamus would say. So, no more star ratings, and no more review ups or downs. I want to talk about the good people. I want to talk about all the good performances. So there will be MVP awards for most violent person. 'Cause this is still horror. We'll also have best kill of the film. We'll also have some subgenre awards if a film applies. You know, things like Best Slasher, Paranormal Activity, Found Footage, and of course, Creature Feature. I hope you're ready. So let's get into the schedule, shall we? First off, we have our introduction, followed by on October... Ooh, I didn't tell you. We won't be doing a film every day this year. My apologies to those who love as much debauchery and mischief as we get up to. But I am closer than I have ever been to completing my masterwork. And you will find out soon enough just how close. Which means this year's Spooktober had to be, let's say, a little less. So, instead of 31 films, you get 15. But in those 15, oh boy, did you get banger after banger after banger. So, it's also been pointed out that several of you got tired mid-Spooktober and couldn't keep up. Well, at least you'll be happier this year. I know I'm not. But anyway, let's get on with it. First off, October 3rd, we're reviewing Late Night with the Devil. Followed by October 5th, Stopmotion. If you aren't detecting the pattern, you will soon. October 7th, we're covering Abigail. Followed by October 9th, In a Violent Nature. This year, we packed a theme, oh boy. And if you haven't detected it, It's that we're featuring one streaming service and only one. This year we pay homage to the horror house Shudder. And maybe a few films from Max, but that can't be helped. Not everything's on Shudder. But as I was reading, on October 11th, we will have When Evil Lurks, followed by October 13th, Hell House Incorporated, Carmichael Manor. You're in for a treat then. On October 15th, the third Saturday in October, part 1 and through 5. This one's a scream. Followed by on October 17th, Down. Don't worry for those of you who my accent is a wee bit too thick. The whole list will be written out in the description and on Facebook, and there will be a graphic. On October 19th, with the premiere on HBO, we're watching MaXXXine! Followed by October 21st, Suitable Flesh. October 23rd is sure to be a scream as you get a double feature. Us and Nope. And then, on October 25th, Dave has brought you a gift. We're doing a breakdown of every Christmas horror film in existence. Oh, I didn't just sneak in 15 films. I snuck in decades worth of movies, but I only have one day. Sad for me. Then on October 27th, LONGLEGS, followed by October 29th, The Spine of Night, our animation night. Then finally finishing on October 31st, we will cover The Lost Boys. Now I know that's a little anticlimactic for you fans of the channel, but The Lost Boys means something special to your father in the dark. So, I want to celebrate with something important to me. I hope you are ready for what was in store, 'cause I can't promise everything is going to be easy going. Now, for those of you who have complained about the blood and the gore in the past, management has heard your complaints and taken them into consideration, and upon review decided to completely ignore them, as several of this year's films are quite gory. So consider this your one and only warning. So, I think that'll do it for our setup, but don't let me leave you without a review, at least a taste of what's to come. Let's talk about Uzumaki, also known as Spiral. This is a limited TV series created by Junji Ito and was originally a graphic manga novel. Now, I have to say, after putting my eyes on it, it is quite a sight. You might say it's almost scary. It is, how would you say, almost like they brought the page alive and made it move by magic. One of the things you might say about Uzumaki that might get you interested is fear the spiral. Fear it until you can't help but join it. Your characters are Suichi, voiced by Robbie Damon, who has 400 roles as of right now. Some of you may know him as Dorian Storm on Critical Role, or even Megumi Fushiguro on Jujutsu Kaisen. Or there's also his girlfriend, Kirie, who is voiced by Abby Trott. She herself has an impressive 145 roles. Best probably known to most of you as Nezuko Kamado from Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. Or you might also know her as Veronica Lioness from the 7 Deadly Sins. There is also the rather impressive Cristina Valenzuela, or Christina V, as she's sometimes known as, playing the ever-terrifying Azami. Christina has an impressive 513 roles, including Verusica Mayday on Hell of a Boss, Ladybug on Ladybug and Cat Noir, and young Satoru Gojo on Jujutsu Kaisen. Holy Anyway, she's also Rei Homaru on Kill la Kill, where I first learned of her. I have to give this MVP of Uzumaki to the independent blinking scene, the one thing in this that was absolutely cute and not utterly horrifying. I say you must see this. It's available currently, the first episode, on Adult Swim and Max. The second episode will debut on October 5th, and the third will debut on October 12th, finishing off with the fourth and final episode on October the 19th. I will make sure to put all of this in the description. Make sure you watch along. I know I will be. Next up, let's talk about WNUF Halloween Special. An original of Shudder, put out originally in 2013. It is 83 minutes, making it the absolute perfect length of terror. It begins as an off-air recording of a new special, Gone Wild. It is a fake Halloween special from the year 1987. A year before the terror that was my birth. We are met with our titular hero, Frank Stewart, also played and known as Paul Ferenkopf, news anchor extraordinaire. This surrounds the Weber house, which, might I say, we're warned from the very beginning we shouldn't ever visit. But I would say I might like to visit for a vacation. And I know some of you would agree. Turns out there was a murder. Donald Weber, the suspected murderer, and his mother and father's son, claims he hears the voices of a mnemonic entity through a Ouija board. That will do it every time, won't it? Since then, everyone stays away because they have more brains than balls. But oh no, not Frank Stewart, newsman extraordinaire. When, get this, they go in with a young priest, Joseph Matheson. But you know the danger with young priests. How do you know they know what they're talking about? Sometimes faking it till you make it really is shit of a plan. Poor Louis and Claire Berger, the lovable if dumb old couple. Bringing a cat to a haunted house is a terrible idea. Because, of course, you're gonna lose the fucking thing. And of course, the ghosts get tired of being poked and prodded by the strange EVP radio. So they threw it on the ground! Aww, but poor Shadow gets into the Shadow realm. Pet lovers, be advised, Cat is brutally dismembered and murdered. You will be upset. But everyone always forgets this, and this could be a valuable lesson everyone might take from this one. 'Cause you need a young priest and an old priest, Frank, an old priest. But Frank Stewart is ready for a square-off, Chuck Norris style. He wants a fisticuffed with a ghost. Poor Frank. Your strength and machismo and sexy mustache will save you not. Meanwhile, commercial... I fucked that joke up. But there is no stopping. The producer, poor girl, trying to cut and go to commercial! But when we do, it's the best ads, which I have to say I truly enjoy. Frank and Father Joseph get down to the basement to try for an exorcism, but poor Frank doesn't realize that his young priest isn't even a priest at all. That's the problem with them, they're all actors! Oh, poor Frank can't even get an exorcism. And he gets both of them stuck in the basement. This is why you shouldn't go fucking around with things you don't know how to fight, Frank. Only to be conveniently let out again. And then knocked out. In pure comedy horror style. Night-night, Frank. Now, it's time for everyone to die. But our young hero, or should I say Frank, Commercial! Did I get you? But as always, not to be upstaged, we have the entry of our villain, the people of God. Of course, it's always the religious fanatics who'll kill you first. We love God so much, we'll kill you for being the evil heathens that like Halloween. A classical ending if I've ever seen one. I hope you see these two, as they're certainly going to spice up your Halloween. But I think that's all the time we have for our first introduction to Spooktober 2024. So, until I see you on October 3rd for Late Night with the Devil, I hope you're out there scaring each other and having a wonderful time doing it, creeps and monsters. But until then, this is Dungeon Master Dave saying to you, sleep tight and don't let the demons under your bed bite. Sweet dreams.